Good evening and welcome. My name is Rudy Page, and I'm really pleased this evening we have Sarah Baptiste, and this session is called A Poem from My Thoughts. Good evening, Sarah. How are you?
Good evening. I'm really well, thank you. Good to be here.
Excellent, excellent. So, Sarah, before we get going, tell us a bit about yourself and your family background.
Okay, so I'm of mixed parentage. My father's from the Caribbean island of St. Lucia. My mother is English. I have 3 siblings. I have a passion for justice and seeing a difference in the lives of people in the mixed race and the Black and African community diaspora. Um, and I'm just keen to be a voice and a face to make a difference.
Excellent, excellent. So how would you describe yourself then in 5 words?
I would describe myself as someone who is tenacious, someone who is dedicated, someone who is approachable, integrous, and determined.
You're very clear there, aren't you?
You know what? It takes a while to reestablish who you are,
Mhm.
but when you've been on the world with 4 decades and some change, you come into your truth and yourself, and you realize who you are much more than you did, say, 10 years ago.
Yeah, and of course the values that you're prepared to uphold as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So you write poetry, and of course I'm quite well known for your public speaking. What are your key themes and areas of interest?
Okay, so I hope there are some people on board, listening or listening later on that will understand the journey that those of us in the LGBT community and our people of color experience, what that's all about. That's definitely one of the key areas for me, and also experiencing childhood trauma.
Mm.
So speaking to our older self to allow the journey of forgiveness to begin and to come into yourself. You said that you know yourself very well, and it's because I've been through that journey of forgiveness, and that's what I speak about. I speak about walking in your truth, walking in your journey, and understanding that you don't have to be a victim of your circumstance. You can be victorious, and your circumstances with just teaching tools to move you forward. So that's what I talk about mainly.
Okay, and of course after all that, survival.
Absolutely. You have a choice. There is a choice before you. Do I be victim or do I be victorious? And, I'm not saying it's easy, because there's been many blood, sweat, and tears in my journey, but I'm grateful for every step, because of the journey, I am here today to speak from lived experience. And I think there's nothing more powerful than lived experience to really speak to the hearts and minds of those who are going through similar circumstances that I've been through, am going through, and I'm sure will encounter going forward as long as I shall be on this planet. So yeah.
So what keeps you going even when these things get tough, and plans that you've laid out and they just haven't gone the way that you planned?
I'm a person of faith. People say to me, "Oh, are you religious?" And I say no. Why? Because religion for me is very much a tick box. I did this, I prayed today, I read my Bible, I did what I did. But I have a relationship with what I call my board of directors. So in terms of when the storms hit and the waves rise high, where do I stand? I stand on the promises of my faith. I understand who I am and why I'm here, and the spirit having a human experience is what keeps me going. I have some amazing, phenomenal friends, soldiers, who really have been through the mill and can understand and carry weight for me. I'm someone who's more of a giver than a taker, and sometimes it's I get a bit out of balance, but it's all good to actually understand the importance of receiving. You don't want to be out of balance. So I'm learning to receive with grace.
Excellent, excellent. So if you could meet two people who are world famous, who would it be and why?
Do you know what? Two people really limits me, but I'm gonna answer you honestly. I would say Viola Davis, first of all, because for me, you know, she had an interview with Oprah. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but you know, Oprah said, "I was poor, but you was poor, like another level poor."
Mm.
You know, and to see her rise from the ashes and be determined and be someone who, by anyone else's standards, you're not going to be anything. You know, you come from nothing, and you know, who are you? To today, the Viola Davis, the woman king, the person that we know and see and hold. You know, for me, she's an empress. She is a phenomenal figure and someone I can glean so much from. And the other person is Mia Amor Motley, who is the residing Prime Minister of the West Indian island of Barbados. She is the first female Prime Minister, and I will be taking a trip to the Caribbean, in particular Barbados, in the next few days. And hopefully, I might get to meet her in person. You know, that would just be the creme de la creme, really and truly. She's someone who's making changes irrespective of the damage that the island has received. And yes, it's uncomfortable. Nobody likes change. But the long haul benefits, she can speak to the World Health Organization and a Rastaman in the same day and make sense to both people. And this is what's important for me. How do I communicate with the CEOs and the heads of service and different people and the regular person? That's something I need to take from her. And again, you know, one of my heroines.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we always say, the means of communication may be different, but the needs are the same.
Power, absolutely.
Great. Absolutely. So what is one of the principles that you've lived by and lived your life by, and what impact has it had?
Do you know what? I believe what you plant, you will also harvest. So treat others as you desire to be treated. And for me, understanding that it doesn't necessarily have to come from the same source. You know, sometimes we get so invested in giving of our time, our energy, our money, or whatever it may be, our resources in one space. But my faith surprises me, and the blessings come from different places. But the quality of the blessing is just overwhelming. So I believe that you should treat others as you desire to be treated, and none less than that. So that's one of the driving forces for me.
Excellent. We are, of course, in the year WINDRUSH 75, and we've had great celebrations throughout the year. More to come. So, as this session is called A Poem from My Thoughts, would you like to read your poem now, please?
I would be honored to do that. I love to read my work, and it's great to know that people are listening, which is good. Okay, so this one is called The Motherland Calls, because England was known as the motherland, you know. So I stand here today with purpose and power, because you answered the call of the hour, the call from the motherland far and wide. You stepped up with boldness, you did not hide. Integrity in your left hand, faith in your right. You left all you knew behind you, prepared yourself for what was in foresight. An adventure bigger than your thoughts could compose. You fought for the motherland in recent World War II. There was no way you would dare oppose. This was an opportunity of the best of what life could offer to you. You took the plunge, you followed through, taking each step forward with faith, not fully knowing what awaited you, after you left the island in the sun's warm embrace. You hoped for better, to make something of your life. Leaving your family members behind you was a heavy price. Young children, elderly parents, it was a true sacrifice, one that you boldly made with a quiet determination of making something meaningful with your life. You knew in whom you trusted, no matter who came against you. Even if loose words from those who didn't understand you made you feel disgusted and clearly was against you. You firmly believed he would work it all out. After all, he's never let you down. You knew what your deep-rooted faith was all about. With passion and zest, you dressed in your Sunday best as you stepped on board the HMT Empire Windrush Empress. Departing from one island to another, you was filled with anticipation as to what you would discover. You docked at Tilbury in 1948. A new adventure awaited you as you docked at the starting gate. Hospitals, postal services, buses, and trains. Employment was thriving. In your heart, you made a vow that you wouldn't remain. Moving here to London full-time was never the agenda. You would make the most of now, giving the very best of your strength and all you could render. For a safe place to sleep, warmth and shelter, this was a battle your faith helped you enter. Facing rejection with loud endeavor, your faith screamed inside you, louder than ever. You was a true soldier, battle scars for sure. Some you remember, others you chose to ignore. You understood in this journey what real family means. May not be connected to you by blood, but was supported in an abundance of other streams. Echoes of you're not welcome here jeered your heart. Your spirit was strong. You silenced the noise, the echo, the throng, and chose to use their clear opposition as a stepping stone to urge you on. You remembered with faith on your side, you was on the winning side. You had absolutely nothing to hide. Offense is only taken if you choose to receive. Keep pushing forward. It's your self-talk that will help you succeed. You purposed in your heart you would make the best of this opportunity, but you carried your home in your heart. St. Lucia, Jamaica, Barbados, to name a few. England may have you for now, but to the islands of the seas is where you paid your true allegiance to. You settled in a job and fought your way to the top. So focused on the daily battle, you almost did, but then maybe not. Forgot about returning home. It was where you settled for your final rest, not before proudly inviting my father to participate in your many achievements of happiness. You sent for my father, and today I am here. Thank you for all you've endured, so harsh and severe. Your legacy lives in me. You may not be here in body, but your spirit is truly free. Absent from the body is present with the Lord. You have handed the baton of life's race to me. I will make you proud of all you've done ahead of me. Thank you for your strength and your tenacity. You handed that down to me. Your sacrifice will always be priceless to me. Thank you.
Excellent. And very heartfelt as well.
Thank you. Absolutely.
So, Sarah, if people want to get hold of you, want to invite you to be a guest, how would they get hold of you?
Okay, so I'm on Facebook as Sarah Baptiste. I'm on TikTok as Replenished. I'm on Instagram as well as Replenished. You'll see my face, and just feel free to join and connect with me. Let's communicate. Let's do this.
Excellent. Thank you very much, and good night.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Very well done.